This took so many hours. I must be a journeyman by now. What? There is no cooking skill tree. By the gods! So I found myself in dire need of a snack. So I went to the Duncan Huntsman to fetch myself some meat, and I spoke to, that we have there as 2 bumholes.
Ah, hello, my Nord friend.
He told me that his keen has his entree called Bosmer Bits. So I went with him.
In the market for some hunting supplies?
I scrolled on the other Cookbook, found the recipe, and went shopping. I frolicked my way to the market to fetch some sugar, cheese, and meat. I also need some peaches, so I asked his other for hers.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
We're a bit away from peach season, but fortunately, I know this crazy alchemist who preserves them in a can. Outlandish idea. But first, let's check what this cookbook has to say about our neighborly Bosmer. The wood elves of Tamriel, the Bosmer, made a pact long ago with Ifri, their forest deity. In this green pact, they swore to abstain from eating or harming any plant from their native Valenhood, which has resulted in a heavily meat-based diet. I guess that's why they live in the woods. Imagine having to wait for these dudes to finish a shit if you share the common latrine. Their skilled hunters return from patrols with venison, rabbit, and other game meats, as well as forage eggs from nests high in the treetops. Cooking is something of an afterthought, or reserved for meat served to guests. Some game meat is preserved by drying or salting, but in general, the Bosmer hunt and forage as needed. So, you guys into fruits and meat? Sounds like a party. Finally, let's throw some shit at the table, shall we? We have Isolde-approved peaches, cheese, other assorted fruits, prosciutto, salt, sugar, and balsamic vinegar. And after you make your arrows at the forge, you can use the scraps to make skewers, to pierce your Bosmer Bits, or to poke goblins in the bum. I don't kink shame. This is the first time I'm trying this recipe or making videos, therefore you will see the horrendous amount of mistakes I'm about to make. But, since this is the first video of a series, I'm sure you'll forgive my mishaps, and you can both learn from them. So, pick up a small dagger and chop the peaches in 4 semicircles. If you have fresh peaches, they'll look better unpeeled. And take your gauntlets before handling food, it's unhygienic and uncomfortable. Later we're going to cut the cheese. Not in their way. That's no proper way to season food. Also very unhygienic. Pick your food. Put aside a goblin bum skewer. And fill a die of camembert onto the peachy slices concavities. And fill a die of camembert onto the peach slices concavities. Refrain from giving your cold shoulder to the camera. It never did you any harm. It's your own fault you look that way. Now, fold your prosciutto slice in 2. envelop the piece in it, roll it up, and carefully jab it in. Repeat the process a couple more times. Then, let's glaze it. We'll start by adding sugar to a non-sticky pan. Add either a pinch of salt or the tears of your enemies. Choose the latter for extra protein. Pour a pitcher of balsamic vinegar. By the gods, look at it! Black as boar's shit! Let it simmer for just a few minutes. You don't want it to be either too wet or too sticky. Unlike your mom. Now, let's glaze it. You can always explore new combinations, like apple and cheddar, fig and blue cheese,
Blue cheese has mold in it. Blue cheese has mold in it. Blue cheese has mold in it.
or cantaloupe and burrata. I even made my own version with ham, apples and bacon.
Oh, pig.
Anyway, grill them pork flaps. It's not every day that I get to use my terracotta grill. Seems as good time as any. Just try not to be as dumb as I was and don't forget to soak the skewers in water. Otherwise they'll burn and become useless. Just like my brain on a Saturday morning's hangover. Giving a new meaning to the word grey matter. Shall I play the sexy music again? And there we have it. Bosmer Bits. A simple snack that requires a simple task. My following recipes are going to be a bit more elaborated, so stay tuned. This one in particular comes from the Elder Scrolls official cookbook by Chelsea Monroe-Cassel. Others will include different books from other gaming, movie and pop culture franchises. Huge shout out to my good friend Núrya for convincing me to do this wacky thing. Please check out the gaming channel at It's Carks. It's not an English speaking channel, but if you so decide to, tell her Dava Cook says dinner's ready. Now, my only thing left to do is to thank our fellow Bosmer for the tip. Thanks, neighbor. Now I know why you need 2 poop shoots to flush all that dry meat you consume. I guess that's why they live in the woods. I guess that's why they live in the woods. Imagine having to wait for these dudes to finish a shit before you share. Too wet or too sticky, unlike your mama. Unlike your mama. Thanks, neighbor. Now I know how you need to poop shoot.